Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Podcast. Darren, it's
The Upper
Thursday
Podcast.
Tier Talk. The Upper
The Upper.
Tier Podcast.
Spit it
The
out there,
upper.
now, will you?
The Upper Cut, shut your mouth.
Today, Junior.
Here we go. But we are back. It's Thursday Tier Talk. It's been quite a trawling summer, I have to say, but glad to be back. Yes.
Does the Premier League start tomorrow night?
No, it starts on Saturday. There's just some friendly tomorrow night.
It starts tomorrow night, baby.
About fucking time.
Ted has also joined us tonight with the Premier League predictions. Morris is going to be joining us later as well, about 9:45. He's going to be giving, I presume, his predictions as well. Plus, he's going to be updating us on fantasy football.
Does Morris have any trophies in the background now, or is that just reserved for people who win them? Don't forget, Morris. We'll see you in about 35 minutes. Get ready.
We're coming for you. Absolutely. But folks, make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell notification. Of course, make sure you're supporting Ted's channel as well. Retrotainment. Ted joining us tonight as well. Decked out in his United gear. I feel a bit corralled here. Dano, you should have been on tonight. You should have been here. Should have been tagging in here as always. But before we get into it, Jordan's in there all the way from Jamaica. Big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. Seeing you doing
good man, Jordan.
Jordan did his predictions today for Serie A, so make sure you check it out. Joanna's in as always. She knows beat the bookies back. We love having a bet.
Would you believe me cousin is in Jamaica at the minute?
Yeah.
She's over there at a wedding.
Very nice.
My Auntie Eileen is from Jamaica.
There you go.
And one of her nieces is getting married at the minute over there, maybe in Montego Bay. Is that right? And my cousin, look, there we go. My cousin Gina is wedding ready in Jamaica. Look, there you go. See, she's all ready to go.
There you go.
Are we in? There you go. So, like, you never know. Jordan might be serving the drinks in the hotel tonight or something. You wouldn't know. And there's a lot of mad Irish people and English people at it because I think a lot of the gang are from Birmingham and stuff. There's Dino.
Dino's in.
Dino.
Yes, the lads, 360 bastards. FSG out. Dano might be doing a preview with me tomorrow night after United game for the Ipswich game as well, if he can make it. So we'll have a bit of crack on that. Joanna's always liked and shared. Really appreciate it, Joanne. Baz is in. Evening, lads. What's the crack? All good. Make sure, Baz, drop your predictions in there if you want, pal. And Dano's in. Yeah, the hot tag, Dano.
That's Captain Caramel himself in the L.
Right.
I'd say he'd be a fan of some nuptials in Montego Bay as well, I bet you.
I think he would very much be attracted to the Jamaican women.
Yeah. He'd be like a fat kid in a Star Bar factory.
Star Bar duo factory.
All those beautiful chocolate colours and all that caramel running through the middle of it. Whoa.
There we go. Joanne in early with the predictions. 3-0 to Man United against Fulham. Right, so we are going to do a full preview of the weekend's action as we always do. We will have at the end of the show our Beat the Bookie bets as well. Ted, you might have some, or you might have some on the fly that you haven't done yet.
I have a few, yeah.
Nice. So we have our predictions as well, and I have Greg's there, I have Dino's there, and I have Ben's there. I got Ben to do something as well, believe it or not. So we're going to be going through them. We're going to be talking about the new rules for the Premier League and some of the adjustments to them this season as well. So we'll go down through them. So we have a bit to get through. But before we get through that as well, there you go. She's not bad, Dazzler, he says.
Unlucky, Barry. She's off the market.
I was waiting for him to come in and go, what's the Instagram?
I'll send it to you later, Baz. Have a pee, pal. You'll be around, don't worry.
But before we get into all that, folks, if you hit the notification button, you will know that next Tuesday we'll be doing Pro Wrestling Weekly. And on Wednesday, I have an interview. Myself and Mark will be on for the Monday mashup as always. But on Wednesday, we have a double header as well. We're going to be interviewing Danny Pugh of Man United, Leeds, Stoke, and Preston North End as well. We'll be chatting with Danny, some good road stories and stuff like that as well. So
I'm going on my holidays on Sunday. I plan on getting mashed on Monday as well, with a different kind of mashup.
Yeah. Listen, I'm lucky to get you here on a Thursday near alone a Monday mashup, as they say. Right, so let's begin. We'll start with our Premier League preview. As we always do. And we'll start tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. It all kicks off. Another 9 months of dealing with the banter on our WhatsApp group and everything else.
Did you see the letter that the open letter that your man sent to his girlfriend? Did you see that? The Everton fan? Fucking brilliant, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Quality.
Right, let's start. Ted, you're the guest on tonight as well. You kick us off with Man United versus Fulham.
It depends, I suppose, how we play. If we play like we did against City, I know it wasn't a full strength City squad, but I thought we played quite well. If we play like that against Fulham, I could see us, breaking them down a bit better than we have in the last few years. But I don't see us keeping a clean sheet either. I'm going to go 3-1. I still think we'll concede. I think there's still a mistake in us there.
Ted giving us a little preview of his potential bet later as well, I presume, because it's certainly one of mine. It's one of mine.
No United bet this time. I'm fucking staying away from them. I don't want to be double sad on the first day of the fucking Premier League.
Darren, Man United, Ipswich.
Well,
Man United, Fulham.
Since I'm feeling jovial, Niall, I'm getting the fucking steamroller out, and we are gonna absolutely take Fulham to Funky Town tomorrow night. Yeah. And it's going to be 4-1 to the lads in red. Goal for the boy Xerxes on his debut. The kid Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, and an old header from a corner because we were very good at set pieces last week with the new set piece coach. There you go. You heard it here first. And a howler from Onana to make it 4-1. Some things change and some things don't.
Absolutely. 100%. What was he doing last week? There you go. Over there, lads.
Stick it in that corner. Okay, pal, thanks. Boom.
And he kept on still.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. He put it in that corner,
Do as I say, not as I do.
Do you know what the mental thing is?
What?
You have to think about this, right? I have a very impressionable 9-year-old child. And we were watching this last Saturday. And Sunday, they were playing home farm. And he says to me, Dad, what, Brody? Yeah, like if we concede a penalty, will I do the Onana? And I'll take you off by the fucking hair. How about that one? Will I do the fucking Onana? Get a hobby, will you, mad thing? Jesus,
are you sure he wasn't talking about spiking the hair up with the gel?
No, definitely wasn't that. All right. Look, Dad, I can point to that top corner now. Give over, you, will you? Jesus,
but you can't dive, but Brody, you can't dive that far, so don't be telling me.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, but straight away he's like, will I do the Onana? And I'm like, no, let's not.
No, do something that works.
Jesus Christ, man.
Right, let's move into Saturday, of course. Arne Slot, the typical 12:30 kickoff. He's going to feel the pain of the Prem. Ipswich versus Liverpool. Darren,
do you think somewhere in a dark room, Jurgen Klopp is sitting there going, "Fucking league again, trying to fuck us over with these fucking 12:30 fucking times? Fuck's sake! In Slot we trust. Fucking hell!" I think the Tractor Boys will make it difficult for you, but I just don't think they have enough to match up to you. I think they'll be plucky, like, most of the sides that come up this weekend will be plucky. They'll give it their all and stuff like that. But I do think Liverpool will get the best of them, and I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking we might suffocate him a bit with that Arne ball. He was interviewed, by the way. His first interview, he was asked about the half-12 kickoff. And he goes, well, I can't really comment on it because I've never had a half-12 kickoff in the Premier League. So there you go. So I was going to go. Ted, what are you going for in this one?
I think you're going to pace them. I'm thinking 4-0 here. I think you're going to be all over them.
Love you, Ted. Get you on more often.
He's always seemed to start that first game of the season relatively well.
No, we don't. Did you not see what I put into the thread?
Oh, I know, yeah. But no, against Ipswich, I think it's a massive jump for them to come in.
Sure.
Their first game against Hughes. I think they'll struggle with it.
Joanne, 1-1. I used to like you, Joanne. I thought we were friends.
1-1. Yes, Joanne, get 1-1. In there. Come on.
Absolutely. Right. 3 o'clocks, first 3 o'clocks of the season. Arsenal versus Wolves. Ted?
2-0 Arsenal. I think they'll keep the clean sheet the same way they did last year. They're fairly solid at the back. And probably I'll say Saka and Havertz to score.
Big up, Daz. Darren?
Yeah, I'm not far away from it, Noiley. I think they'll probably squeak a third out, but that'll be about it. I think this could be a long old season for Gary O'Neill if he doesn't pick up a couple of players before the end of the window. I think Wolves need to do quite a bit of recruitment if they're going to make life a bit easier for themselves, because I think at the minute the personnel just isn't there for O'Neill, unfortunately.
And a lot of the quality that's there is actually its mind is thinking elsewhere as well, which is never a great recipe.
They've lost their best player in Pedro Neto. They've lost their best player. They're going to be deflated after that. And then you're going to be left looking at, guys like Kalajdzic and Chan and stuff like that. There is some good footballers there, but there's nowhere near the strength and depth that's needed in the league. And they need goals as well for me, Wolves. I think that's where they'll struggle most.
Yeah, I think Arsenal could lay down a marker in this one at the Emirates as well and stuff like that. I think could be a few goals in this for Arsenal, to be honest. Everton versus Brighton. Darren?
Yeah, I think this is probably not going to be a great game of football. It's kind of one of the ones that they'll stick on at the end of match of the day and they'll skim through the highlights. Obviously the new German coach there at Brighton, we don't know how expansive the kind of football he is. He wants to play. And then you've got Deutsch ball on the other side. I think this is going to be really, really cagey. I'll go 1-1, but even at that, I think it'll be a poor game,
Yeah, absolutely. Ted, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm the same as Darren. I think 1-1, and I think it'll be fucking one goal at the end of the half, and then one at the end of the second half sort of thing. It's going to be a shite game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the talking point really will probably centre around potentially Everton getting another points deduction more than anything, I would imagine, on match of the day. Newcastle versus Southampton. Ted?
I think 3-0 here for Newcastle. I think they're going to go out and fucking put a pasting out on Southampton.
Interesting. That's gone 1-1 Arsenal Bulls. Darren, what are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, I certainly think Newcastle will win. I don't think it'll be as easy as that. I know Newcastle are missing an awful lot of their back line. They've no Sven Botman or Fabian Schär. So the back line will look a little bit different. It'll probably be Dan Burn playing at centre half, and maybe Livramento and Trippier as the two wing backs. But like they might be even short another centre back. I think obviously they're trying to get the Marquehi deal over the line, but they're a little bit short in centre defence. Southampton are a good attacking side. They'll create chances for themselves. It's whether they can take one or not. I'm going to go Newcastle 2-1 here. I think Newcastle, when they got all their square pegs into the square holes, we'll see a much better performance. But I think at the minute, the squad needs a couple of additions there at Newcastle, and they need stuff coming in that centre back and that centre midfield role to just help them a little bit,
Yeah, Forest versus Bournemouth. Potentially, you could be looking at a relegation 6-pointer this early already.
I think this could be interesting from a number of reasons. Like Forest have had a decent pre-season. Bournemouth, something similar. Bournemouth obviously went out and broke the club's transfer record today to get the boy Evan Ilson from Porto, which rises to about €45 million. They're going to replace Dominic Solanke with him. Now, this is a guy who had over 20 goal involvements last season between the Premier Division in Portugal and the Champions League. He scored 5 goals in the Champions League last season, this kid. So he's coming on a big high. This is a really big coup for Bournemouth. They've got about 20 million spare after signing this kid. And don't forget, we were pleasantly surprised by what we saw under Iraola last season. And now I know they've lost a few. Lloyd Kelly and stuff like that has left the building. But I think Bournemouth could truck along again this season. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bournemouth finish like 11th, 12th in the league. I think Forest, mind you, Forest are in big trouble. I think with the lack of action they've had in the window so far, I know they've taken in Elliot Anderson and stuff like that, but I still think they're very short, Forest, in a number of areas. And I think Forest are one of the candidates go down for me. I'm going to say Bournemouth will do this here. It won't be easy, but I think they'll just fall over the line, and we'll say 2-1.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm the same as Darren. I was thinking 2-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah, it should be interesting anyway. And then we round out the 5:30 West Ham versus Aston Villa. Probably one of the games of the weekend, to be honest. Really looking forward to this one. Two very changed sides, I would imagine. News today, of course, Jared Bowen being made captain as well, which I thought was a really nice one. Darren, you sent it to me earlier as well
I
on
did,
Instagram
yeah.
and stuff like that. No, I think that's a really, really good move, to be honest. Darren, what are you making of this one, West Ham Aston Villa?
I would agree with you. I personally think it's the game of the weekend. I think obviously with what's been done to both squads, with what Villa achieved last year with Champions League football, and obviously with West Ham bringing in Julian Lopetegui and the additions that they've made and stuff like that, I'm really looking forward to the Battle of Claret and Blue on Saturday evening. I see goals, by the way. I think there'll be quite a few goals in the West Ham Villa game, and I'm going to go 2-2.
Great
and
show.
just as I went 2-2, Daz topped in with 2-2.
Yeah, that was my thinking at the weekend when I was looking at Beat the Bookie earlier today. I put in for a high scoring game in that one. Ted, what do you think on West Ham versus Aston Villa? Lots of new introductions there, lots of new players.
Yeah, I'm thinking this same as you. This could be one of the games of the weekend, but I actually think 3-2 to Villa. I think Villa will pip them just at the end.
Interesting. Right, let's get into Sunday, the 2:00 Brentford versus Crystal Palace. Ted?
I think Palace finished very strong last season, but obviously they've a few losses here. I don't know. It doesn't look like Gay will be gone before that game, but will they play him?
It won't, but it's unlikely he'll play, I'd say.
That's me. Yeah, it's unlikely they're going to play him. So
I think they've already got their replacement in the boy Riyad Chadli, who came in from Betis. He's the Moroccan lad that was at Barcelona. So I would imagine you'll probably see if he's playing a back three, he'll go Anderson, Richards, and Chadli. But if he's playing a back four, he'll just go with Anderson and Chadli. I don't think he'll feature at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I don't know if he'll feature. Then obviously the Elise is gone as well. So, as good as they finished at the end of last season, I think they'll be a bit cagey here with those losses. But I still think they should have enough to get past Brentford. I'm thinking 1-0 here, but I don't think it'll be a great game to watch either. I think this will be a bit of a dull start to your Sunday.
Yeah, always a tough place to go to start your season as well. Brentford away, it's a tough one.
Well, we know it's going to be, the crowd is going to be behind Brentford, and they'll build it up really, really well for them. I think Thomas Frank is again looking at some of the other squads in the league, like Wolves and stuff like that. He's a bit thin on the ground, and needs a couple of new signings to kind of freshen up that Brentford squad. I think Palace are in the middle of doing a few things. Obviously, they've got Gahey probably heading out the door. They've brought in Daichi Kamada. I know Jean-Philippe Mateta came back today and stuff like that. Again, it's unlikely he'll start tomorrow. You've still got Iberechi Eze. There's another couple of guys that have come up through the U team, Ahmadi and Raksakia, who was probably going on loan to the Championship, but he hasn't made the move yet. I think Palace will get over the line, but I don't think it'll be an easy day at the office. And I just think they'll fall over the line 2-1. But I expect big things from Palace this season. Big things.
I have a funny thing. How do you feel that Asa saying Tony won't start for Brentford? Do you think he'll start? A lot of his talk has died down a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's died down. I would be surprised if when that team sheet comes out that he's not one of the first names on it. Especially with the signing in Igor, who they brought in to replace him, having the injury and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it'll be. I think Tony will start.
Yeah, I would have thought that as well. It's been very, very quiet, and there hasn't been any much talk. There hasn't. I don't think they've even received any official bids or anything from him off anyone. So I don't see why he wouldn't start. The 4:30, the Super Sunday, Chelsea versus Man City. Ted?
Yeah, I think this will be a good game as well. I think both will go out. City didn't look very at the races against us compared to what we've seen City do before. I know it wasn't the Premier League, and I know it was the Charity Shield and this, that, and the other, but they still didn't really look up to it. And then Chelsea, we don't know what we're going to get with Chelsea. There's about 6 million players on the books there, but they have looked decent in pre-season. And the boy in Kunku seems to, have found a bit of form and doesn't seem to be out injured the whole time. So, I think we could be in for a bit of a shock for this first game. I think Chelsea will end up taking this one. I think 2-1 Chelsea.
Wow, that's a shout, Darren.
Yeah, I actually have it down as a draw. Now, over the last couple of years, Chelsea have they've stumbled to draws in some of the bigger games, and we've gone, Jesus, they played much better today. I think it's going to be one of those. I think they'll be very, very plucky. They'll put in a great performance. I think they're still lacking a bit of quality here and there, but I do think they'll get something out of it. I think this is very early for City. I think City also need a couple of additions, certainly a striker to fill the void left by Haaland if he's injured or anything like that, or if they want to rest him in any of the Carabao Cup games and stuff like that. And I also think they still need another wide forward, especially with the Oscar Bob injury and stuff like that. I thought he looked very good last week in the Charity Shield or Community Shield. And I think for them to lose him the way they have, I think that's a massive loss. But don't forget, they've got that Julian Alvarez money there burning a hole in their pocket. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them make 1 or 2 signings before the end of the window. But I think this is a little bit early for City to be pouring, and I think we'll go 1-1 here.
Interesting, isn't it? I mean, it's vital for Maresca to get off to put in a real good performance and kind of show the Chelsea fans kind of what his thinking is from the outset kind of thing. But obviously, a very tough draw, obviously starting off against Man City at the Bridge. But
it's probably the worst, one of the worst draws you could get. To have to play the league champions and stuff like that on your home patch. Obviously, if it's away, you're not expected to get a result, and maybe you don't get the fans on your back. But at home, they're looking for you to put best foot forward. And if, we know on any given day, if City turn in a performance, they can just whitewash teams. I suppose that's probably going to be in the back of Maresca's mind. And he's going to be thinking, we need to get out of this. We need to absolutely trap and get to that first corner against City, because if we don't, it could be all uphill,
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a pretty tight 20 minutes anyway to keep things tight and see how things unfold and stuff like that. And obviously lots of talk there as well. Lots of players still to go out the building and stuff like that, and all talks of Madueke leaving as well. Interesting on that as well.
Where was the talk of Madueke going?
There's been a couple of stories. Talk about him going to Newcastle.
Right, okay, to replace the Almiron who's possibly leaving.
Yeah, that's the talk.
So you could be going with Madueke and Gordon flanking Alexander Isak. That'd be nice.
Not too shabby, sure, isn't it?
No, and I kind of think he's looked all right for Chelsea. He's been one of the players who, I look at him and I go, do you know what? There's something here. This guy's got something.
Certainly, last 10 games under Poch, definitely started to look more like the player that they think he is. So be interesting.
I think so. Yeah.
Ted, you gave us your one, didn't you? Chelsea and Man City as well.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will pip them 2-1.
Yeah. Monday night football, 8:00 returns as well. Leicester versus Spurs. Ted?
I think Spurs will win it. I don't really know what Leicester are going to be like coming up. The Championship's a different beast to the Premier League. And they're not long out of the Premier League either. But when they got knocked out, they really got knocked out. They were shite the season they got knocked out. So I don't know how they're going to come up here. They are at home though, which is always helpful. You know what I mean? The Leicester crowd always gets behind the team. They never, it's never silent there. But I think Spurs are going to have a bit too much, especially with the new signing of Solanke coming in the door there for them. So I'd go Spurs 3-1. I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. Darren, Monday night.
Yeah, I would echo that. I expect to see Dominic Solanke's name on the score sheet after this game. I think it's set up for him. I think Spurs will win. I think it'll be a very long, hard season for Leicester, having come up from the Championship, having lost a manager that brought them there, and then having difficulties with PSR and not being able to make a whole lot of changes in the squad. Leicester, for me, are favourites to go down. And that's amongst all the sides. I see Leicester as a huge issue here, you know, and I won't be surprised to see them cut adrift, let's say, after Christmas and just turning up for games, you know, unfortunately. And that's certainly not what I would want to see, because we're all big fans of Leicester and what's gone on there and the way they turned it into a dream and lifting the league title and stuff with the father and everything. So we're all behind Leicester, but I just think time has caught up with them a little bit, and they need refreshing again and stuff like that. And yeah, it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I think pivoting as well from Maresca to Stevie Cooper could present a very long season, and it could be a long season sitting in the stands at the King Power Stadium. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Aces in here talking about Victor Osimhen has a great personal terms with Chelsea. I read stories today that apparently his preference is PSG, and I also heard today that Napoli have served an ultimatum to Chelsea: 30 million for Lukaku, or see you later, we're moving on. That was the talk coming out today, so we'll see what happens.
Surely somebody at Chelsea understands 30 million for Lukaku is a really good deal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd snap the hand off someone if they're offering me 30 million for Lukaku.
Good deal. Yeah, absolutely.
If 90 million wasn't on your books, maybe.
Well, listen, this is part of the problem, right? But I still don't think it's something we need to lay at Napoli's door. Chelsea have an issue, and they're gonna have to resolve it. But I mean, for me, I think it's 30 million is a really, really fair price for them to try and put on the table and get a deal done with, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up, Kyle. Good to see you back as well. Hello, legends. Great to be back. Another failed season for us this year. If we win nothing this season, Arteta out. Kyle, hope you're doing well as well. I think you had knee surgery or something like that, so I hope you're on the mend, mate. Hope you're good. Aces is going with Tottenham 3-0. Daz is going with Tottenham 3-0. Anything else in there? No, that's it so far. Right, so that ends our Premier League preview. So now we're going to talk about a few changes to the Premier League rules. Let's talk about that. Let's get them up here and see what we want to talk about. See how you feel about this. We'll go through it pretty quick because we want to get into predictions and all that kind of fun.
Absolutely.
Right. So it starts off with team news is going to be presented 15 minutes earlier. So you're going to get team news 75 minutes prior to the game kicking off. I don't know if that's a big deal or not, to be honest.
It's going to help with the 3 o'clocks that you'll start getting bets on about 1:45 rather than 2 when the games come out, which will mean you'll have a little extra time, because especially for me, I don't like to bet until I've seen the teams, and the Championship teams are always a bit slower to come out. They always get released. So if I want to have a bet on both Premier League and Championship, I like to have my Premier League bet first, and then I'll have my Championship bet after the teams have come through. So this will just give you a little buffer, but it's not going to affect the games, really. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. No. The other thing that's coming in as well, obviously, Ted, is the semi-automated offsides, but I don't think they're going to be in place reading it there until after, I think, the autumn international break. But apparently they're installing what's needed at the moment and stuff like that. So, but apparently it's going to come in then. So that's what we're hearing at the moment. But certainly that will make us all much happier, because the anxiety of this offside crap is unbelievable when you're watching the game, and really, really does spoil it. So hopefully that comes in sooner rather than later, and we can actually enjoy and celebrate goals when they go in, rather than the anxiety that it creates. Ted, more accurate calculation of the added time. They're talking about when a goal is scored and stuff like that, the celebration. The added time is not going to start until 30 seconds after that, basically, to allow teams to reset and all that kind of stuff. 30 seconds seems like a short time, really, when you think of these celebrations. But obviously, when you're on the pitch, it's much longer and stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we all enjoyed the added time being a bit longer. I'm not I don't really want to see it get shorter again. And I do understand that, for a lot of people, there was an art to time wasting back in the day. Like if your team was 1-0 up and you're like, right, we need to shave a few seconds here at the throw in, shave a few seconds there at the corner. And there was an art to it. But again, I would have happily seen them have to play the 90 minutes the way rugby is. Right, the ball's gone out of play, stop the fucking watch. And it'll start when you come back in. And then there'll be none of this wasting of like, give me yellow card for time wasting. There won't be any time wasting. You know what I mean? Like, just clock will have stopped. And
you would have thought that would be something that could be built into like the VAR system, where it just stops and starts the clock basically. And then what they do is they just indicate at the end of each half to the ref 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, or whatever it is. Because, the problem we had last season was all these rules are brilliant and they start off, Darren, and we're getting 10 minutes extra added on time and all. And then it all goes away and suddenly it goes back to 3 minutes and 4 minutes and all this kind of thing. Because reality kicks in that if you're putting on 10 minutes and 11 minutes and 12 minutes, you're literally playing an extra 4 or 5 games. We were calculating it last season and it was crazy. So it'd be nice if we get a more accurate calculated added.
Do you know what I would also like to see? I know it's not anywhere near happening. I would like to see the added time from the first half be added to the end of the second half. So like you play your 45 on the dot to the first half, and then you carry over your 2 minutes to the added time, and then you get that bump of time at the end of a game. Because like, let's be honest, if we were playing in a game and the game was 0-0 and it was a bit of a damp squib, do we want to play 3 extra minutes in the first half when lads are just going to keep playing ticky-tacky with the ball and knocking it around the place? Or do we want to be able to keep those 3 minutes for the end of the game when I might be a goal down where I'm searching for an equaliser and that I can be a bit more productive with the time? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not a bad show, actually.
I'd be up for that. Like, as you say, there's very rarely anything
Here all week, lads. I'm here all week.
Very rarely anything happening at the end of the first half. Do you know what I mean? It's normally just if you're up, you're holding the ball there.
You're just holding on to it to get to half time. If it's 0-0, you'll find guys just taking touches of the ball at the back, and you'll even see guys drop off and don't press because they're like, they're just running the clock down. Everyone's waiting to get to half time. We'll get to 45, blow the whistle, boom. And then just make your little note that there's 3 minutes to go on from the first half. And then I'll add that to the 5 from the second half. And then you play 98. Rather than, because what was happening last year, you were playing 3 or 4 minutes in the first half. Then you were playing 7 and 8 in the second half. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, you're getting to a stage where you're playing 10 to 15 minutes extra. Now, if you play 15 minutes over the course of a 90-minute game, it's about 15%. Do you know what I mean? It's you will end up playing almost 2 or 3 extra games a season in your legs when there's no necessity for that. That's ludicrous, From a supporter's point of view, there was definitely an element of excitement. And I think to bring to the game is a spectacle where, we're getting added time. Okay, such and such is 4-2 up. Oh, the fourth official has put up a board that says there's 12 minutes left. All of a sudden, that's like a red rag to a bull. Hold on, 12 minutes. We can get something out of this. And you've seen the mentality of teams change as soon as they saw the board. And they're going, boom, we can get in this. If we nick a goal, we can absolutely get something out of this. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good show.
Yeah.
The other one then is the multi-ball one where there's 15 football. 15 football is going to be available. Well, what they're doing is the rule now is that if a ball goes out, you don't take the ball off a ball boy. You take the ball from the nearest cone, and the ball boy replaces the ball on the cone. But what they're also going to do now, the one that's
just come out of play,
yeah. But what they're also going to do now as well is they're going to allow that the ball boys down at the goal ends are going to be allowed to feed the ball to the keeper. They don't have to do the cones in that case. That's a change that's coming. And also, what's coming in as well is if there's any shenanigans or delay between the two sets of managers and all that kind of stuff on the sideline or players aren't like that, that's going to result straight away in the yellow card.
But here's the problem. You know what's going to happen there? We're going to end up with 14-year-old kids getting kicked in the ribs by Eden Hazard again because the ball boy doesn't want to cough up the ball when his team is 2-1 up in the 96th minute. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And kids are going to start slow playing stuff. And then it's all about, it's a kid. He was just messing and blah, blah, blah. They've got to be held accountable for these things. Like, we talk about it week on week as a big money business. People's livelihoods are in jeopardy depending on the result of a game on a Saturday afternoon, be it players, be it agents, be it managers, be it whatever it is. Somebody's got to be accountable for that. Now, for me, I find it very difficult. We're going to look at these 15 kids sitting around the ground and say, actually, you lads are all the ones that are going to be accountable. That's got to be up to the referee. And that's where, again, I want to see a referee be very clever with his clock and say, okay, that throw in took you 30 seconds longer than it should have. That's going in the book. Boom. Rather than us pointing the finger at these kids and going, because you know yourself, I can see goalkeepers already. We'll see it in the first few weeks. And the goalkeepers are, in one hand, they're telling your man, slow play it. And then they're going to them, give us the ball, will you? To make themselves look, a certain way.
Mm. Yeah, I think that they've been moving a little bit towards that as well, haven't they? Where it hasn't been your typical kind of real kid and stuff like that and all, So
most of the times it's underage players from their academies, but they're generally quite young, 13, 14, 15. You don't see too many guys who are over the age of kind of 16 doing it.
Yeah,
listen, fuck them. Tell the players to get the ball. The ball goes out of fucking play. Go fucking get it. Like, run off there and get the ball. It's not fucking a million miles away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just Eno's after joining us there as well. Big up, Eno. How are you, my friend?
Oh,
you were slow, Eno. I just got the Eden Hazard comment in before you came on there, Pat. You didn't hear it.
Thought I'd make a surprise drop. I hear everything, even when I'm not watching.
Yeah. Well, we're just going through some of the new changes in at the moment. So next one up is basically subs warming up. You're going to be allowed to have 5 subs warming up now, because obviously you're allowed 5 subs in the game. So 5 subs on any one time can be warming up together, which is going to make for quite a packed area when subs are warming up. And the final thing that's out there at the moment that's coming in is this Premier League Match Centre on Twitter, where you're going to be getting continuous live updates on Twitter in relation to decisions made from the video assistant and all this kind of stuff. So that should give us a much greater insight into decisions and various things like that as well. And in the absence of live VAR audio being broadcast, as it is not permitted in football, the Premier League Match Centre will be able to relay on social media near live information from the VAR hub during the game. So it's definitely worth popping over and following at PL Match Centre on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with the decisions and what's being decided and all that kind of stuff. That basically rounds out some of the changes there and upgrades and whatever you want to talk about. Right, so we're going to get into now our predictions for this season. Always a fun show. Great to have you guys on as well. Nice to have a panel as well, as always. Great for this kind of thing. So we're going to start off. We'll start off with our top 4. And you need to give me your top 4 in order. Ted, kick us off.
Yeah, I think topping the table this season, I think is going to be Arsenal. I think they'll beat City to the post this time. City will be second. I think that's just, if they're not first, they're going to be second. Possibly a bit of the heart over the head here. United third, and I have Chelsea coming in at 4th here.
Look at that. Look at that.
Down
the corner there, be delighted.
Listen, they have about 8 million players, and as we know, a squad, you need a big squad to be fucking winning at, and they have about 8 million players.
It was 6 million. 5 minutes ago before I come on, it was 6 million. I told you I hear everything.
And don't forget, 6.5 million of them are goalkeepers. So, like, if they just put them all up across the line, you'll never fucking concede. It's to be grand.
Yeah.
Let's pick 11 keepers. All good. Ian, before we get your top 4, tell us, Chelsea, Man City, Super Sunday this weekend. Give us your score prediction for that one.
I was actually pleasantly surprised listening to the two boys there. I think Ted and Dazzler are on the money. We will definitely come out plucky for sure. There will be a point to prove. I'm not going to get overzealous or too far ahead of myself either. As you know.
Come on. Come on.
But no,
4-0 Chelsea, he says.
4-0 Chelsea.
No, I was going to say 6. No, no, I do. I like the 2-1 prediction. I think, if we're all being honest, last year, I know, different manager, but basically pretty much the same group of players. We basically put it up to City every time we played them last year. Should have won all games we played as well, both home and away. And so I reckon 2-1 as well. I think the 2-1 prediction is realistic. I can see that. So I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
There we go. Nick's in. Big up, Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Cole Palmer with a penalty in the 90th minute.
There we go. Right, Ian, give us your top four.
Right. Now, you see, like the great pro wrestler that I used to be, I didn't write anything down, and I have a little notepad, as you can see, so I'm going on the fly. We're calling it in the ring today.
Calling it.
We're calling it in the ring.
Are we calling that a notepad, by the way?
No, my little sticky notes. I'm
Yeah, I was thinking your post-its there. Yeah.
Post-its, baby.
Freebies,
you know what I mean?
freebies, yeah. That good tax dollar.
Saying nothing. I've gone City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and United. That's my top four. I think now they're the top four I've gone with. I think with United and Chelsea, that could be one that could be a little rivalry this year. Actually, that could be the battle for third and fourth. If I'm being honest, so that's what I've gone with.
Nice, Greg. Welcome to the show. How are you, pal?
What's up, gents? Sorry, was
Greg,
in the middle of getting back.
Your head's on upside down, pal.
I know.
It's supposed to be the other. No?
Always has been.
He's the
Wyatt. He's the
Niall,
Wyatt.
I told you, I'm only coming in for a minute. I'm out now, right?
It's filling up now.
Jesus Christ! Is this a battle royal or something?
It's a
reunion. This is like the Royal Rumble.
This is,
Morris,
Morris, the next entry.
Morris, you've come in. Morris has come in a really opportune moment here, Morris, because I'm about to do me top four. Hang on, Eno, I'm talking. Now, settle down there, will you?
There's a delay.
Jesus Christ.
There's a delay.
Morris, just for you, yeah?
Yeah.
I think Arsenal are going to win the league.
I don't.
and
Morris
I
think they'd win the league even if they won it.
and I think City are going to come second, followed by Liverpool, and then United.
I think if we sign a striker or Sammy Smodics, we can win the league.
I think Sammy would do for you. Sammy's a nice tap-in merchant.
Yeah.
Sammy would do for you. I mean, he's twice the player that fucking Gabriel Jesus is. Let's be honest here.
Yes, agreed.
I wouldn't be bad, like.
No, really wouldn't, would it?
Most selected player in fantasy football history for about 2 weeks.
Dazzler, what I was trying to say earlier was, I said you would think that this was contrived with Greg, myself, and Morris, how I popped on, and then the two boys followed quickly.
I'm telling you.
We call that the dynamo effect. Not the
I thought that was a bit of cheap heat coming in behind you.
Do you know what I mean? Listen, Morris knew it was Unagi, wasn't it?
I'm looking forward to a very entertaining season from Chelsea.
Me too, Morris. At least it's not Poch. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Got himself a good
hold
gig
on now,
out,
Ian.
Poch.
You were sweet on Poch at the end.
What?
You were sweet on Poch at the end.
I said he done all right at the end, yeah. But I mean,
you were starting to go starry-eyed over Poch now. Come on.
You're talking nonsense. At the end of the day, Poch was all that. Why the fuck wasn't he offered any other job other than the US national team? He may as well went and fucking became assistant to Big Butch, Pat Butcher, on the women's team.
He should never got it with his Spurs history anyway. It's never going to work.
No, exactly.
Love it.
Todd only wants a yes man, and Poch didn't like that.
He's got a new yes man now.
He's got a new yes man now. We'll see that.
It's funny how
would you like 12?
Yes
would you like 12 lads that you've never heard of? No, give me 16 of them. Sold to the man on the hand.
16, more like 32 of them.
Jeez, the boys love the rags, don't they? That's where does everyone other than Niall get their news from?
I heard in training they're playing fly keeper because there's so many of them.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Mine's on Slow Sports News.
Eddie Beach could start in goal on Sunday.
Cole Palmer, though, guys, what a player!
What a footballer!
Yeah,
absolutely.
What a great crack he just got.
Right, let Greg give us his top four, lads, will you?
I went City, Arsenal, United, and I went Newcastle.
Interesting. Morris, have you picked the top four for us?
No, but I'll do it for you now. City, Arsenal, Man United, Aston Villa.
Okay. I was him and Han between Villa and Newcastle.
Nah, Villa are gonna fucking be bottling it this year with the Champions League behind them as well. It's gonna be too
Absolutely. Way too much. We saw it happen with Newcastle last year. We talk about it every year, especially when teams are in the Europa. Thursday night, play Sundays, shit the bed completely. Villa will do well to come top 8 this year.
Do you think they've done enough actually, Villa, in terms of reinforcing the squad for both?
I heard there could be an issue at Villa because they've only got 6 keepers. So I don't know. But
If they want a loan, they don't with the hope.
There was no keepers left on the market for them to sign.
I said, put more weight on the bar. They says, there are no more weights.
Fucking great ad, that.
Todd Bowley signed an exclusive deal to any keeper on the market now.
Did you call him Todd Goalie?
Todd Bowley, yeah.
Brilliant.
Todd Goalie. That's it. I'm done.
That's
Best
classic.
offense is
That's
good
classic.
defense, right?
Brilliant. Oh, God.
That's better, Darren, than our Judgment Bray, isn't it?
It's up there with Judgment Bray, in fairness.
Bray, isn't it?
Judgment Bray is top
Definitely up
drawer.
there.
I like that. Oh, God,
Oh,
man.
he's in. Todd Bowley moves like Joe Biden. Roll me. Big roll.
Jesus.
I think he moves a lot quicker than Joe Biden, in fairness.
Yeah,
Do you not see him
yeah.
sprinting across the pitch that time to get into the changing room?
Yeah.
We're at
Mark, he's
Westlife Tribute, Mark.
Go on,
We're
the lads.
Faith plus 2.
Audition for Westlife Tribute tonight.
Huh?
Love it. Right, lads. I went for Man City, Arsenal, Spurs, and Liverpool. They're my top 4. So there you go. For what it's worth.
You dirty, cheap heat loving bastard.
Yeah.
What?
Words.
You dirty, cheap heat loving bastard. That's all I'm going to say to you.
And
So
just class.
responsible by
And
Israel.
just class, lads. And just class.
You little. Oh.
I'm just gonna leave.
Noily,
Oh.
You got James Madison fading Dom Solanke.
I
Marriage.
know where to send you. I know where to send you on holiday next year, Noel. Yeah,
Oh.
Florida again,
You can-
hopefully.
you can worship the wall.
Right, lads.
Jesus.
Give us your 5th and 6th. Ted.
I've Spurs in 5th and Liverpool in 6th.
Ian. 5th and 6th.
Pool and Villa.
Hill and Villa.
I refuse
Greg?
to mention the name that you mentioned in the top 4.
I have the same as Ian, except the other way around. I have Villa and Liverpool.
Okay. Morris.
I think Liverpool will finish 5th and Newcastle 6th. That's what I'm going with.
Fuck off, Morris.
I have United in 5th and Villa in 6th. There we go.
Nice.
Right.
So we're doing well in all
I
cameras.
have.
No one cares what you have, Darren. Fuck off.
I have
Poor Dazzler.
Spurs in 5th and
Yeah.
Chelsea in 6th.
Okay.
Dazzler, I always said you were a wanker.
So much for that great job we thought Unai Emery was doing, Darren, huh?
I just think it's the nature of the beast, the success. You know, it causes you issues further on down the line. You know what I mean? Newcastle, it's happened with Newcastle. They had the money there, but because of, the PSR, they weren't able to go and spend the money. And then they even had to trim a bit of fat off. And we saw what happened to them then. And I think the exact same thing is going to happen to Aston Villa. We've seen it happen too many times, for it not to be the norm at this stage.
I think with Newcastle,
There's a lot
as
of,
well,
lot of
Newcastle got
talk that
smashed with
Trippier is the
injuries
next
as
thing,
well,
wouldn't it?
Sure, look at United.
Possibly.
Villa could finish bottom of their Champions League group, though, say, right? Or with the way it is now. Say if they go out of the Champions League, then they'll have a free run for the rest of the year.
Villa won't finish bottom of their Champions League group because they'll be pouring all their eggs in that basket. Which, for me, by the way, is very short-sighted. But I believe that's something that Emery will try to do to step Villa forward. And I think you'll see it then at the back end, when they've got games after Christmas and, the injuries are mounting and they're looking at guys and, this fella's gone and he's left the building and he's injured. And I think it's going to be tough for them. I really do.
Yeah, I'm in the same opinion. I think they're going to struggle this year because of it.
Yeah.
We've seen that with Leicester when they won the league that time and went all in on the Champions League the next season.
Newcastle.
David Moyes got Everton to the Champions League a good few years ago. They almost got relegated the next year because the squad was stretched so thinly with the European games. It happens year in, year out. Yeah.
Didn't they get thrown out of the Champions League because Liverpool won it that time?
proper order.
No, I think they got in, didn't they?
No, Everton finished fourth, didn't they? And then Liverpool won the Champions League, and Liverpool got in.
We had to defend it. Yeah, that was the one that tasted the best, actually. Right, let's start relegation. Ted,
to prove your point, there, the last English team to win it there haven't been in the Champions League since.
Tells you a lot, doesn't it?
Could be a while as well.
Oh, I don't think so, Niall.
Right, relegation.
My Baldy's better than your Baldy.
Right, what are you talking about, Ian? The last English team to win it, Man City won it.
Oh shit! Yeah, well that was last year. Before that,
and they won and they also won the league the following season as well.
The bastards.
Yeah, but that's City in fairness.
Neck of them. Yeah.
Yeah, the neck of them.
Right, Ted, relegation.
I think Ipswich are going to go back down. I think Forest are going to go down. They weren't great at the end of during last season, and I think they'll struggle again this season. And then the bit of the shock one, I think Brentford might be on their way down. I think they've had a run up here.
Whoa.
I think they're going to have it. I think they'll struggle this season.
Can I have some of what Ted is smoking?
Well, I'll actually follow Ted, right, for a particular reason. I don't think Brentford will go down, but I'm going to jump ahead, and I think Thomas Frank's going to be the first manager sacked.
Okay.
I think make this up as you go along, you know.
No. Well, you know, we segued, and I went, listen, we'll go with this.
You segued.
Give Ted a little hand. All right, so I segued. So what's your fucking problem here? I think Leicester are doomed. I think Forest will go down, and I think Southampton will lose out in a battle with Ipswich. I think Kieran McKenna is going to prove his worth this year, and he's going to keep Ipswich in the league and surprise a few people.
Okay.
Even after signing Calvin Phillips.
Especially after signing Calvin Phillips.
Watch as Phillips has the season of his life now.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't look great at Ipswich now, we're going to have a problem, aren't we?
And he can't have one that's going to be much worse than last season's. So, you know, it's all up from here.
I almost felt sorry for him last season. He looked like your man in the office that when he picks up the phone, it turned to Skittles. He was fucking yaps, like everything he did. You just went, oh man, this bloke must be going home to sit in his understairs bathroom in the dark and just rock himself to sleep at night. Fucking hell.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian, relegation tree.
I have Ipswich, Forest, and Bournemouth.
Ipswich, Forest, and Bournemouth. Yeah, good.
I think without a message just came in there, didn't it? But without Solanke, they could struggle big time.
Yeah, that's actually my yeah. Good
I didn't go Bournemouth. I think they'll just survive. I went with the three that came up: Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton.
Yeah, interesting. It's interesting. People are saying without Solanke they'll struggle, but yet they're not really holding a torch to Spurs where Solanke has gone to in order of achieving a little bit of success around. You know, so it's an interesting one.
The Spurs.
At Azarac Greg, do you think United will sign a midfielder?
Absolutely.
I think Ugarte will be the one that comes in. They've pretty much told PSG this is what we'll give you. Either you take it or you don't, and he wants to leave. So I think he'll be the one.
Yeah, and Ace are saying Bournemouth bought the Porto striker today. Darren was saying that earlier when we were talking about it.
Evanson or something.
Evan Nilsson, Brazilian international, was at the Copa America. 5 goals in the Champions League last season, lads. More than a lot of strikers off our teams.
Mm-hmm.
Morris, your relegation tree?
I think Southampton, Leicester, and Forest is what I'm going to go for.
Southampton, Leicester, Forest.
Oh, another Ipswich survival.
That's I think the same trade as me. Morris, good man, yeah. We'll keep them.
You know what's going to happen here? City's probably going to be one of them if this court case goes the way it goes.
Wasn't it mad? Remember a couple of months ago when I sent in that betting thing where it was like City were even money to win the league, but they were also 20-1 to get relegated.
I saying actually, did you see a story today on this court case that apparently if they're gonna retrospectively punish them, apparently they're gonna punish them by 16 points. Did you read this? And the only team that's gonna miss out on getting a league back off them would be United because it was 18 points. So City would still win it by 2. I read that story today. I couldn't believe it. Crazy.
No one wants those leagues.
They'll lose the Aguero one though, will they not?
Yes, absolutely. But I think you're due 2, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be 2 if
Yeah.
if it was a bit more. But as Morris said, no one wants those
No.
leagues in that way. Like, I'd rather them lose the points for future leagues rather than retrospectively do it.
Yeah, we seen.
Morris, there's your Sammy Smadzek just got Ipswich agreement with him.
Oh, they came up with the extra 500k. Fair play to them. 9 million
put
is
it-
all I want from them.
They put it over 12 years till 2033 or something like that, did
That sounds like a Chelsea plan.
they? But Chelsea deal of multi-millions, not 500 grand.
Yeah, 500 grand is nothing to them.
Yeah, I went for Ipswich, Leicester, and I think Everton might be in a bit of trouble this season if they get more points deductions, I think. So that's what I went with.
That's a hope more so, isn't it?
No, actually, because I'm one of those Liverpool fans that actually doesn't want Everton to be relegated because I love the
Good
Merseyside
man.
derby. So
Good
there you
man.
go.
Because it's a nice, handy 6 points every year.
Don't know about that.
Well, it wasn't last year, Greg, was
No,
it?
absolutely not. Morris, Mark wants to know
Too
you in
soon.
Leinster House at the minute.
No, just a regular house with the kids' toys thrown everywhere, unfortunately, tonight.
Joanna's going with Southampton, Ipswich, and Fulham for relegation. Bonkers big
Fulham?
fantasy.
That's it. That's a bold show.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
AEW sponsorship will relegate them, Darren, won't it?
Did you say
Joanne,
it?
Joanne, no one else
It's
can
only
say
the
it.
women's team, thank God.
Yeah,
How
Joanne, no one
fucking
else.
embarrassing is that?
No one else
My
can say it,
God.
Joanne, but I'll say it for you. Football is not for you, lady.
No, Joanne's brilliant on the football.
Jeez, Joanne's a
Grand,
great
just
fan.
well,
Joanne's
she's let
tops.
herself down there now, so I don't know her. And first impressions are last impressions. Joanne, get better.
Just do better.
Yeah.
Everton give
Well,
away
whatever
more
you
points.
do, Joanne, don't start fucking supporting Chelsea. Stick to your
Absolutely
guns. Stick to your
Absolutely
fucking your guns on your bleeding jersey, Joanne. Don't fucking
Right.
head that direction. Jesus.
Absolutely.
Certainly not United because you'd just be another one of the herd. So stay with Fulham. Good lad or lady,
Right.
whatever.
She's an Arsenal fan.
He's an Arsenal fan.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Oh, well, then fuck
The
her.
bleeding Arsenal jersey on in the picture and all.
Star trophies.
I can't see her picture. I can only see her head.
Jesus.
There you go. She's back at you, Ian. I know my stuff, dude. Trust me, she doesn't need. Plenty of
Absolutely.
bets
Right
been
place.
getting up and on. Plenty of tips. Right, golden boot, lads. Ted.
Haaland. It's boring, but there's a reason that he's winning it a lot of the time. He's just a
All
goal
of the time.
machine. Yeah, he's just a goal scoring machine. Like, it's a boring one, but it'll be him. Like,
Darren.
Haaland.
Ian.
Yeah, Haaland.
Greg.
Solanke.
Come
No,
on, Greg. Hot tag.
absolutely not. It's absolutely Haaland all over.
Good man. Morris.
Sammy Smodics, obviously.
what, is 500k is going to get him the golden boot, is it?
Back-to-back golden
Rowley's
boot
in.
for that boy.
Golden boot.
Straight
I'd
in the
say
back pocket if he
Watkins.
gets it. Perfect
Watkins for the
incentive.
golden boot. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, funny enough, lads, I have Solanke in there for the golden boot. That's who I went with.
Oh.
There you go. Ange Ball, huh? Golden
You're
glove.
setting up
Ted.
defect from Liverpool when it all goes south, aren't you? You've got your
Bonkers
own
is in.
team
Bonkers
lined
going
up.
with Salah for the golden boot. Well done. Like
Oh,
it, Bonkers.
someone's
Like
playing
it.
with his heart there, isn't he?
There you go.
Someone's
Will he
playing
be
with
there- will he be there
flute
come the
there.
end of the season?
Right,
Think he's
golden
playing
glove.
with more than his heart.
Do
They
you know
don't
what?
call
Fair
him
play to you,
bonkers for
Joanne.
now. Yeah.
At least fair play to you, Joanne. You were right. The Bonkers, he won't even show himself. God, good Lord.
Joanne, I'm getting the golden boot, kicking it right up Arteta's backside. Yeah, that's what you want. I love it.
Shit,
Love
Joanne.
it. Right, golden glove, Ted.
I think we'll see another repeat here. I think Raya.
Yeah. Darren.
David Raya.
David Raya. Ian.
Eddie Beach. Chelsea's number one. I'm
Could that be one now or one A? Or one
No,
B
no,
or
it's
one
Eddie
C?
Beach. Eddie Beach. Eddie Beach. No, I'm going with it. I actually will go with Raya, yeah.
Greg.
I'm going Ederson.
Ederson. Morris.
I'd say if he gets the run of games, I think Matt Turner will have it this year.
He'd be out there playing with fucking Poch for a while.
I think Ray will probably win it. Honest answer.
Yeah, I think I went with Ray as
we're
well.
signing Matt Turner next week. So
No, he's not on the market, Ian. You can't buy him.
You mean you're signing him again?
Now, Greg, did you know?
He doesn't have to be on the market for them to sign him. He mad.
No.
20-year
Jesus.
contract.
He could be on a fucking milk label the way they're signing goalkeepers.
And if he doesn't
Darren, you
agree
want
to
to get the
sign,
old
they'll
clubs
just,
out again there, mate.
if he doesn't agree to sign, they'll
Telling you,
just go in
man.
and buy the club. There you
That's
go.
why needs to get the old gloves back out of the fucking.
I'm telling you.
the bag there. He does
Alison
get
Out of the
Alison
wardrobe.
Golden Glove. I'll change it to Vicario.
Alison Golden Glove.
Vicario. There we go. There's a shoe. Todd Bowley is funded by Donald Trump. Jeez. There we go. Right. Manager of the season. Ted.
I think Arteta will get it this season. As I said, I think Arsenal are going to win it this season. I think it'll go to Arteta then.
Darren.
What did Acer say? Todd Bowley's funded by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
With the grace of God, hopefully, yeah.
Romy's going for Emery. Darren, who are you going for?
Yeah, I'm with Ted. I think it'll be Arteta after Arsenal win the league.
Arteta after
I think we'll all be going for meals out with pickpockets.
There we go. Ian.
Pep.
Greg.
It's got to be Pep for me as well, because I think City are going to go. I think City will win the league. So
Yeah.
I'd say it'd be Guardiola as well, unless Kieran McKenna can get a top half finish with Ipswich, maybe.
the only way Kieran McKenna gets that is if he finishes the top 4. And even then, it probably still wouldn't be good enough, because Emery didn't get it when he done it. What he done with Villa.
Yeah, but they have more than Ipswich though.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with Morris there, actually. In fairness, if they got a top half finish, without a doubt.
Okay. I'm going for Lopetegui. That's who I put in there. Something different. Right. First manager to be sacked. Ted. This is probably going to be universal on this panel, bar one, I'd say.
I don't think so. Well, I'll be the one that's bar one because I don't think anyone's going to say. I think Eddie Howe might be the first one to go. Newcastle fans haven't been super happy with him the last while, and I think if they don't come out all guns blazing, that they'll be having his head on the chopping board again.
Interesting. Darren.
Thomas Frank.
Ian.
Funny enough, literally just wrote it down right there. Thomas Frank. That's who I have also.
Greg.
Russell Martin for me.
Morris. Dare I ask?
Whoever that is that Chelsea hired.
Maresca.
You stop.
You silly
Tell
Billy.
it for the chop, please. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Bonkers here. I think Nuno's going to go.
Nuno was the other name I had down. To be fair, I was like, he'd be the other one. If it's not Howe, it's him.
I said it right from the beginning when they hired him that it was a horrible fit. Romy's going in. I'll say Howe as well, or maybe Maresca. Okay, what do we want then? Breakout star of the season. Ted.
Cole Palmer.
No, Palmer's had his breakout star. He's already a star.
Tell you, if he
now.
has a breakout season this season, he'll have to beat 32 GA. That'd be some season for the boy, wouldn't it? Go on, Ted.
I think Fulkrug, the new striker for West Ham, I think he's going to be the breakout star.
Ted, that's a great show. Darren?
That must be a great show because he has him as well.
Yeah. I said it on the show on Monday night. Ted was the only one on the panel tuning in Monday night. Good man, Ted.
I didn't even tune in Monday night.
Shut up, will you? We had that one view.
I don't think it'll necessarily be a breakout season, but I do think we're going to see the best of him, and it's Alejandro Garnacho. I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be big from the kid.
Good show. Ian?
I've actually went with one of my own because in similar circumstances what Dazzler said about his own boy there, I've went with Levi Colwill because I think he he kind of got chopped and changed from left back to centre back last year in Poch's kind of system. Poch didn't really have a fucking system for most of the season until the end. So I think a steady partnership of him and whoever can stay fit beside him. I'm going to go with Colwell. Hopefully it's Fofana because I do like Fofana a lot. Looks good in pre-season. But yeah, I'm going with Colwell.
There's a great show from Romy. I'm at Diallo.
Yeah.
True.
Allows Liverpool to win the league. Like to shout at that. Greg, I should say.
I was going to go with Yoro, but obviously the injury came early in that because obviously it's a thing we do every year. But I have Diallo in here.
Diallo, good show. Morris?
I'm going for Sammy Smodics again, lads. If he goes over the line.
He got 4 goals this season already.
None of them count.
3 goals and an assist in about 80 minutes football.
That's right.
There we go.
Didn't even play either the 2 of the games as full games. Like came on in the first game, and then went off in the second. Tell you.
Don't mention that Zuby do. I don't know if you've all seen that video. Good Lord.
I sent it into the group chat. I was like, what? This guy would actually make you embarrassed to be a Liverpool fan.
Right, I'll run down Dano's. Dano's top 4 are Arsenal, City, Villa and Spurs. His 5th and 6th are United and Liverpool. His relegation is Ipswich, Forest and Bournemouth. His golden boot is Haaland and his golden glove is Martinez. His manager of the season, Unai Emery. His first manager to be sacked, Nuno from Forest. And his breakout star of the year, he had Rashford down messing, and then he wrote Garnacho. So he reckons Garnacho as well, breakout star of the season. And I'll give you Ben's. Ben sent me in his as well, so I'll just find Ben's for you. Where are we, Ben?
AC/DC, Nirvana,
Pantera.
Blink 182,
Foo Fighters.
the Foo Fighters at number 4.
Varms
Is this the
t-shirts.
charts or the fucking...
Right, top 4.
Phil Anselmo started the season.
And he did all of that for $13.95.
There you go. And your bus fare home. Top 4, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool and United. 5th and 6th, Chelsea and Newcastle. Relegation, Ipswich, Southampton and Fulham. Haaland for the golden boot. Raya for the golden glove. Guardiola for manager of the year. Lopetegui to be the first manager sacked. And he's gone for Oscar Bob as breakout star of the season, even though he had an injury.
I was going to say, when he means breakout, does he mean breaking an ankle or a leg around?
Maybe.
Well, listen, he's a musher, so you know what I mean? Breaking a leg
he's out till Christmas,
in
isn't he?
Ben's world.
Brownie could be a breakout star this season for City. Right, what do we want to get into now? Beat the bookie. So let's start with that then. Darren, do you want to kick us off?
I sure will, Niall. I've 3 for you. I was busy, yeah?
Good.
I was busy. Okay, I was busy. Where'd he gone? There we are now. So, following suit to my predictions from earlier, my first bet is 3 draws. My 3 draws are Everton, Brighton, West Ham, Aston Villa, and Chelsea and Manchester City. That'll pay you 45-1 for 3 draws.
Okay.
What was that? Say that again.
Taking them down. He's getting his
doing notes.
The old books up now. He is.
My second one is my favourite bet, Niall, as you know. It's result and both teams to score.
Yeah.
It's a little accumulator. I've gone for Man United at home against Fulham. I've gone with Liverpool away against Ipswich. I've gone with Newcastle at home to Southampton. And I've gone with Bournemouth away to Notts Forest. So all result and both to score. That's United, Liverpool, Newcastle and Bournemouth. And that'll pay you 75-1.
Lovely.
And then I round out for you, Niall, with a couple of lads I've mentioned this evening. And these are players to score any time. I've gone with Dominic Solanke on his Tottenham debut on Monday night. I've gone with Alexander Isak for Newcastle, also takes the penalties. I've gone with Phil Foden versus Chelsea. And I round out with Alejandro Garnacho at home against Fulham. And that pays you 32-1.
Nice. Right, Ted, give us your ones.
So the first one, it's just a treble straight wins. So Villa, Palace, and Chelsea all to win. That gives you 33-1. So not a bad little one. And then this one's a fairly a risky one because, as I said, I think the Chelsea and City game is going to finish 2-1. So I just bet on the goal scorers for this. So Palmer, Nkunku, and Foden to score, and that gives you 33-1 as well. So those are my two for the moment. I haven't gone anywhere else yet. Nice. But those are mine. 2 33-1s there.
Cool. Anyone else? Greg, you got any? Ian, you got any? Morris?
Oh.
Right. I'll give you my ones then. Right. So my first one was like Darren's. It's a result. It's a result in both the score for trade, and one is just both the score. It's a 4-team accumulator. So I have United versus Fulham, United and both the score. I have Liverpool against Ipswich, Liverpool and both the score. I have Man City against Chelsea, Man City and both the score. And then I have West Ham and Aston Villa, just both the score. And that accumulator pays you 25-1. And not a stretch. And then I had over 2.5 goals. And I have Man United, Fulham over 2.5 goals. Ipswich and Liverpool over 2.5 goals. West Ham and Villa over 2.5 goals. And Chelsea, Man City over 2.5 goals. And that pays you short odds, but it pays you about 6-1. But again, not a stretch.
That's a tidy one, that.
Yeah, it's not too bad, actually. And then I did a goal scorer one like Darren. I had Diogo Jota for Liverpool, Anthony Gordon for Newcastle. Reckon Anthony Gordon wants to keep himself in that window. Nicholas Fulkrug to score on his debut for West Ham against Villa, and I had Dominic Solanke to score on his debut for Tottenham against Leicester, and that pays you 40-1 for those four. Nice tidy little goal scoring bet there. That's my
Gordon must be jumping that bet up.
I done a 3-draw one on the phone, so I put Everton, Brighton draw, Newcastle, Hampton draw, and Forest and Bournemouth draw, and that's 60-1.
Interesting. Right, Morris, talk to us. Fantasy football to round out the show. Give people the code, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, I have it all here. So I haven't been able to do a show because I'm up to my tits, as you know. But
and what a fine pair of tits they are, Morris.
Oh yes.
Fucking politician. Always making excuses.
Not doing anything.
That's about right.
I don't even know the code. I have to find it.
Good old civil servants.
That's it.
That's it then. But what I'll do is I'll send you the code and you can put it underneath the video because I'm not sure where to find it because they've changed this app.
Yeah. Now, you sent me it the other day, but I was still getting that problem, with the WhatsApp messages.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I fixed that now. So
yeah. Send it on to me later and I'll drop it into the comments anyway.
So I was able to get Mo Salah. I was able to get Mo Salah and Saka and Watkins and Haaland and Havertz into my team, but then
you have nobody else.
Yeah, it's looking a bit bleak other than that. But obviously, the big story is Erling Haaland, most expensive player in history, 15 million. Does anyone else have him?
Nope.
No.
It's a risk.
Everybody else is that they don't have him.
No, it's like it's a. I was saying,
Stuck him.
I was saying to Greg earlier, it's a
I
risk
hope he falls over a box of Lego on week 2.
So do
I thought you were going to go into an Orange Chic promo there.
No. I hope he's walking across the floor and he steps on a Lego piece and it just sticks right into his. Oh God, me big Norwegian fire stick, and just all of a sudden he's gonzo. I would love to be me great.
He's like one of those
Terminators. The Lego tomorrow too. That'd be good.
Absolutely. It'll up your chances on Sunday for sure. Anyway, right?
I'm looking forward to getting Sammy Smodics into my team now.
And you know what? He'll be good value as well.
Yeah,
great value.
No, Haaland he's just too expensive. I think I said to Greg earlier, for his price, he was, I think, 4th in points last year in the league, possibly 5th. For that price, it's just not worth it. Like, you can get 4 or 5 other players for cheaper. Normally.
I got 15 players, Ted.
Yeah.
That comment.
Revolutionary.
It depends how many years you put your fantasy team over, though, doesn't it? Contractually, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you put
sold up
goalkeepers into
space.
midfield?
I sold up space on my windowsill to make space for a new striker as well.
You know what? I want to see the goalkeeper training at Cobham. I have to see a video of that. If you get a video of that in, send it on to us. All these keepers are training.
I've seen plenty of it, Niall. That's why I'm asking. Can you put? Because I'd actually be a little known fact. Actually, I text Dazzler about what was it, Dazzler, about 3 months ago, asking about Jorgensen.
Yeah.
And you were saying like you rate the kid, and you were like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in a couple
for
of years.
me, he's the best keeper you bought now.
100%.
But I don't know whether he'll start because I think, by all accounts, Maresca has a little bit of a hard on for Sanchez. So it's strange that you would go to those lengths when you look at other areas of the pitch and what hasn't happened. Do you know what I mean? To outlay that kind of money on keepers, like, is just.
I don't know whether he's as into Sanchez as people think and has been portrayed in the media. However, the reason I asked the question is because I was looking at a training video of that Niall, I swear to God, 2 days ago, and it was showing little, basically, piggy in the middle drills, and Jorgens was fucking ridiculous with his feet. That's what I said.
That's the first time you've seen rondos with 11 keepers, and the keepers got their own squad picture on their own. They're not even with the team. It's crazy.
You could do that. Do you remember back in the day, John Terry went in goal because he went down to 10 men. He had to go in goal. They actually play a goalkeeper in midfield just in case, so he can just drop back in, not a bother, just like ice hockey. Just go deep. It's grand.
I'm telling you, he'd be going fly keeper. If Jorgensen's that good, we'll see. He'd be playing the halfway line. And he'll just play fly keeper. And every now and again, he'll just go back onto his line, clipping over the bar and just keep going.
Nazar, I'm definitely
forward press.
I'm putting an email into the Chelsea Supporters Trust and Todd Bowley.
Lavia be behind the keeper.
Lavia be turning around the goal. Who's this guy I'm playing in a pivot with?
Dazzler, you should get those gloves out, Dazzler, because I'm actually going to put in a word.
When you're talking to keepers, lads, you have to give a round of applause for Scott Carson. He's made it another season. Amazing. What a trophy cabinet that guy has.
He's a hero.
He might be the most decorated goalkeeper ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Beautiful teeth as well.
What's he played? 3 minutes or something in 4 years or 5 years?
It's gas.
Running across the pitch, taking the suit off to put the keeper jersey on to pick up the medal. Love it.
He's like that boy. Who was that boy that had? Remember, he used to play for Dazzler. I remember him. He played for Middlesbrough, and then he came to Chelsea for a couple of seasons.
Mark Schwarzer.
No, the reserve Middlesbrough keeper. Well, the boy, he was a big, chunky fella.
Is it? Or
no, Clark.
Is that him? Yeah, he was an English kid, but he was a big, chunky lad. Looked like Davy Lockman from back in the day.
Yeah, well, listen. A real good episode to kick off the season, lads. I hope you all get nothing for what you wish for this season. But it's going to be fun, I'm sure. And listen, we got to get you all back on continually this season. Stuff that, and you got to reboot that Chelsea Roar, man. You're going to have a magic season this season. It'll be content heaven if you do it, you know.
There'll be a lot of content.
Yeah, but make sure, lads, everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us tonight for this kickoff show for the season stuff. It's been great having all you lads on as well. Make sure you're checking out Ted's page, or Ted's channel, Retrotainment. Greg is on the slab as well out there as well. Ian's on the slab as well. Chelsea Roar to name but a few as well. Morris is there. Cheapy Productions podcast as well. Make sure you're checking all those channels out as well, folks. Absolutely quality stuff going up on them. And for now, that is the end of the show. If you could like and subscribe,
we need to get a channel or something.
Get the OnlyFans going, Dazzler.
Need to get a bleeding channel or something. Fucking hell.
Realma has you have about 160 of them in the house, but just saying.
About 1,060 of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely. Make sure, don't forget, folks, next Wednesday, just to make a reminder there, Danny Pugh is coming on for an interview with myself and Mark on Wednesday. We will be on Monday as well. I might be on with Dino tomorrow night after the United game to do an Ipswich preview as well. We will be back on Monday for the Monday mashup as well. And Tuesday,
can we just before we finish take a moment to have a look at Danny Pugh's haircuts? Can
And
you go
also-
back to that? My God, which of them is worse than the other? Fucking hell! Imagine
Well, the one
having
on the left-
imagine playing for Man United, Leeds, and Stoke, and not being able to afford a fucking haircut. Sort yourself out, Danny, will you? Fuck's sake!
Niall,
Well, they
remember
kind of
you
only
just
get
heard Danny Hughes coming on. He just heard Dazzler's comments there. It's over.
Well, they're not
There's
my
two-
comments.
There's two other people, Niall, that need credit going into the season. Our
Yeah.
good friends Firestick and Soccer 03. Cheers, lads.
Which all the shows are sponsored by. Right, lads. Thanks a million for coming
That
on.
would be the over and out comment, wouldn't it? After what
That is-
what
That
Mark
is
just
the over and out comment. That's literally the over and out.
As he's smoking the Jamaican Woodbines. Good luck to you.
Heavy stuff.
Is he off to your cousin's wedding, Dazzler? Is he?
Who knows? Who knows?
He just received the package.
Yeah. It's a care package from Montego Bay. There's white rum in one hand and bleeding brown Jamaicans in the other.
Happy days.
Oh.
Right, lads. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
Right.
All right.
over and out.